When it comes to Zaxby's Fingers, there's a few non-negotiables. It's gotta be only premium tenderloin, marinated for 12 hours and fried to crispy perfection. What is negotiable? The flavors you create mixing our 12 signature sauces. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
Hey, Herb. This is Peter from Goose. How's it going?
How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm here with Matt Kiger, who has been your guys' biggest evangelist in our company and with all our radio stations.
Hey, Peter. Nice to meet you, my friend. How are you?
Nice to meet you as well. I'm doing great. I'm here in St. Louis, so we're starting our tour off today.
Yeah, night one. You don't get a lot of nights off, Peter.
I know, but the 2-night runs are great for us. We really get to settle in.
Do you feel a difference between a night one and a night two when you're in a town?
Most definitely. I feel like night 2 you really can get to, since you don't have to do as much setup and stuff, everyone's a little bit more rested and relaxed, and you can kind of like walk around the town, catch a vibe. It usually feels a little more comfortable.
When you were back in the pride of Wilton High School, what were you going to see in your summer shows?
That's a great question. Dave Matthews Band, for sure. I saw a bunch of his shows up at the Hartford Amphitheater.
Matt was at a couple of the Capitol Theater shows. How many did you go to, Mr. Kiger?
I went to the night of the Eclipse, Peter, and which I thought was a really tremendous show. I'm thinking back to moments. I remember when you talk about a moment when you went to SPAC to see Fish back in the day, and it was like one of those watershed moments for you. Well, I had one of those moments at the Eclipse show when you guys played Into the Mist into Arcadia. I thought that was like a breakthrough moment for me with Goose. That was really great. And then fast forward, I convinced my wife, we were celebrating our 20-year wedding anniversary, to come back for night 4 when you had Vampire Weekend. So it was a home run.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, the Cap one was so much fun, and getting to play with Vampire Weekend on stage is a dream come true for me. I'm a big fan of those guys.
I've never known a band that people say this was their best show, or another watershed moment, or here's a breakthrough moment for Goose. It's like, but it's happening every week. Do you sense that too?
It's so special. I do. I mean, we get nice emails from people all the time who talk about so many special moments that they've had over the shows, and it's really something, man. Like, you really have to take a step back sometimes and realize that, wow, like, what we're doing is really meaningful for a lot of people. It's a big responsibility, and that's something we take seriously. So it's quite an honor.
And it's really varied. I mean, from people wanting to talk about your keyboard rig to people wanting to talk about your newest T-shirt. There's something very special.
Yeah, it really does feel like a family community, you know, and it's really see it, you know, when we go back on the road.
When I was at the Capitol Theater shows, you know, I took my 12-year-old son along with me, and to see how many families were there, you have fans of all different generations. You have parents, you have young people in college, and you have even younger kids who are really into you, and you really embrace that whole community aspect. Is really unique. And is that something that you think about? It clearly seems that you do.
Yeah, I'll just speak from experience. I love my family. I have 2 nephews who are younger, you know, at like all ages. I love hanging out with any kind of person who, you know, is down to have a good time, have some fun, be dancing and singing. Like, that's just like, it doesn't matter who it is, you know. I think there's so many beautiful things about this scene, and it's really cool that anyone could come out. The crowds are very respectful, which I love, and we actually partner with a company called Groove Safe to help just like keep vibes cool out in the crowd. You know, they're kind of like a watchful eye and working to like keep things chill in the audience, and everyone deserves to come to a show and feel comfortable. That's what we're going for.
You guys play so organically. There must be not just trust in your bandmates, but like, and this sounds kind of weird, but like almost trust in the universe that something good is going to happen musically.
Yes, I can resonate with that, because just thinking back to, we were improv, you know, jamming at Soulshine Reverie Festival, which was like last weekend in Illinois, and there was a jam where I was playing along, and I felt like I didn't have anything like inspiring to say musically, that was coming out. But I was like, okay, just like keep chill, like don't play too much. Somebody will have something. And sure enough, like Rick comes up with like a sick melody and like steers the jam in a cool direction. So it's like, it's just amazing how those moments can happen like that. And even when you don't have something or don't feel particularly inspired, like somebody else will just, as long as you're paying attention, you'll just be able to latch onto them. And then all of a sudden I was super inspired and latching onto what he had to say. So
the creativity, the inspiration, does it come from within you, or do you think it's out there in the ether and you got to have your antenna kind of tuned to the right frequency?
Yeah, I think it's out there for sure. And you just need to be open to it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the same way about songwriting. I feel like the ideas are always just kind of floating around, and if you're open and accepting them and allow yourself the freedom to do so, you can, you'll find a way. And I feel like that's big for me in terms of songwriting. It's like when I have time to really, I guess, just kind of be bored at home, like nothing going on.
Yep.
Those are the best moments. It's like when things can find their way. And I truly believe that. With
the cover songs, Matt was talking about the Capitol, the theater shows, and I love Eminence Front. I forgot what a funky song that is. It's got such a great groove to it,
Great song.
Or Pina Colada. I mean, there's so many varied covers. Where do the cover songs come from?
It's a combination of everybody. Some of them have were in the band even before I joined. Songs like Rick was playing like with his uncle like a long time ago.
Right, that's awesome.
So, some of them are like that, and some of them are like, we'll do like those Netflix and chill type shows. That's what we used to call them, but like, we're like cover a movie soundtrack, and you get like a bunch of really interesting songs from that. And the last one we did was Austin Powers 2. And that one had some great tracks on it.
I think I heard the other night a Prince cover, and then maybe it was Prince Into the Mist, and then you went into, I believe it was like Kylie Minogue or something. You were playing
Kylie.
On Is that what I heard?
Yeah, we played Can't Get You Out of My Head by Kylie Minogue. And we did play I Would Die For You by Prince as well.
It's such a melting pot of music, and we talk about all the different covers and all the different styles that you guys, all of a sudden Vampire Weekend's up on stage with you, and the concept of music and labels, I think, becomes more and more insignificant.
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's so many different labels being tossed around these days. It just gets confusing. It's like, well, let's just listen to the music and then see if we like it. I also find that a lot of like pop music artists are like constantly changing and like reinventing themselves in terms of like what their genre is.
Yeah.
Like their instrumentation and everything is like, it's really diverse. So I think like it's kind of a theme that's been happening lately, and I'm super into that.
How have your taste evolved since you've joined this band? It's been more than a couple years now. How do you think you've evolved as a musician and in terms of what turns you on musically?
It's a great question. I found like a lot of, Goose is very jazz influenced.
Yeah.
And it's not really something that like I was super into in the past, but I found that like jazz is something that I've had a deeper appreciation for since joining Goose. Mm-hmm. And now I love jazz, and I don't play a lot of jazz, in my spare time, but I listen to a lot of jazz, and it's that I feel like that started once I joined Goose. And then additionally, there's been a lot of like, Rick has a lot of like indie influences that I didn't really know about before I joined the band. Like he's really big into Bon Iver, and that whole scene. So like not knowing about that, and like drum triggers and like auto-tune, like people use that in kind of like a really unique and creative way.
Well, Portland, Maine loves you, man, and thank you for coming back again this summer.
Oh, we love Portland. Can't wait to come up, get some oysters, and vibe out. Thompson's Point is a sick venue.
It's perfect for what you guys bring. So a couple of nights in June. So appreciate the time, man. I know it's a busy day.
Yeah, of course. Anytime. Thank you guys so much for taking the afternoon to chat.
You got it, man. All right. Good show tonight. Have fun.
Thanks, Peter.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Peter. See ya.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
At Zaxby's, we don't just make chicken fingers. We make the most premium tenderloin. 12-hour marinated, hand-breaded, fried to golden perfection. Deserves not 1, not 2, not even 3, but your choice of 12 dipping sauces chicken fingers. Chicken fingers that you can dip, dunk, or drizzle in ranch, and Zax sauce, and spicy Zax sauce, and honey mustard, and tongue torch, and barbecue. And I'm out of time. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.